Do you remember the Monopoly man with a monocle? What about Pikachu's black-tipped tail? Or that famous line from Star Wars Luke? I am your father. Well, here's the twist. None of those things ever existed. You've just experienced the Mandela Effect, a bizarre phenomenon where millions of people share the exact same false memory. Stick around, because this is going to make you question everything you think you know. The term Mandela Effect was first coined back in 2009 by a paranormal researcher named Fiona Broom. She was at a conference when she discovered something strange. She was the only one who vividly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in the 1980s. Many people online shared this memory, recalling news clips of his funeral and widespread public mourning. But here's the reality. Nelson Mandela wasn't just released from prison in he went on to become the president of South Africa and lived until 2013. So how could thousands and eventually millions of people all remember the same historical event completely wrong? That single question launched one of the most fascinating and persistent mysteries on the internet. Once people started looking for these collective misrememberings, examples popped up everywhere, and they are seriously the Monopoly man. Rich Uncle Pennybags. He has never, ever worn a monocle. The beloved children's books, the Berenstain Bears. Check the spelling. It's always been Breneon with an A, not Bernstein with an E, like so many of us remember. And what about that mischievous monkey? Curious George. He never had a tail. Then there's the big one from Star Wars. Darth Vader never says, "Luke, I am your father." The actual line, in response to Luke saying Vader killed his father, is, "No, I am your father." When faced with these discrepancies, people started asking wild questions. Are we slipping between parallel universes? Did different timelines somehow merge and cross over? Or is there a simpler, more psychological explanation for all of this? Well, psychologists have a pretty compelling answer. And sorry to burst your bubble, but it probably isn't about parallel universes. It's all about how our memory actually works. Your memory isn't like a video recording stored on a hard drive, perfectly preserved. It's much more like a collaborative Google Doc that gets edited and revised every single time you open it. When we try to recall something, our brain often fills in the gaps with details that just feel right or make logical sense. This process is called confabulation. It's our mind's way of creating a complete and coherent story, even if some of the details it inserts are completely made up. And when millions of us are exposed to the same pop culture, the same brand logos, and the same movies, our brains tend to make the same reasonable mistakes. That's why so many of us collectively remember things that never actually happened. So, if it's just a trick of the mind, why does the Mandela Effect feel so intensely real? It's because our memories are deeply intertwined with our emotions, not just cold, hard facts. If you grew up loving Star Wars or playing Monopoly with your family, those memories are linked to powerful feelings, childhood joy, nostalgia, and a sense of connection. So when someone challenges a memory like the spelling of Berenstain, it feels like they aren't just questioning a random fact. They're questioning a little piece of your personal history, a part of your identity. That's why these debates can get so surprisingly heated. Our brains are wired to vigorously defend their own version of reality because that reality is part of who we are. Ultimately, the Mandela Effect serves as a powerful reminder of a fascinating truth. Our memory isn't a perfect photograph of the past. It's a story, a narrative that we are constantly rewriting and retelling to ourselves. Every single time we recall a memory, we risk changing it, even just a little bit. So the next time you feel absolutely certain about something you remember, take a second and ask yourself, is this the absolute truth? Or is it just a beautifully convincing illusion your mind has created? What's one Mandela Effect that still completely blows your mind? Drop it in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to read them. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed questioning reality with me, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives. See you in the next one.